let's talk about the 6 levels of consciousness and where you currently are. And I want everyone to kind of realize or understand that you are constantly growing. You have grown multiple times in a life, and I think we can do this with these 6 levels of consciousness. And there's this theory that if you're at level 5, you're already a wizard. So we'll get on into it. Level 1 is reaction. These are the things that you have no conscious thought about. These are things you react to. If someone jumps around the corner and you go, oh my God, that's a reaction. But what you don't realize is it's basically anything you believe is impossible or that you have no control over. So let's take an example of money through this whole thing. You may see that you don't have any money, or you don't know how to make money, and therefore whenever that issue comes up, you immediately just boo-hoo it and go, yeah, I don't have that, or I don't know how to make that, or it's hard to get that. That's level 1, and that's how the majority of people live the next, or where they live their life. And here's the thing, I'll use the example of learning to walk as a baby as well, because we've been through these 6 levels multiple times in our life. But there was a point where you had never walked, you never even questioned that you were able to walk like your parents, and therefore it was never a question in your head. It was never a conscious thought, can I walk? The second is conscious action. So this is where you start to believe you can actually change your reality. This is where you start having desires and wants. And you realize that if you do something about it, it is more likely to happen. So in the idea of being a child and walking, you start standing up. You may not even try and walk. You push your legs out and try and balance on them. And you do that every day. And then for the money one, it may be, well, I don't have any skills that can earn me money, but I know someone that has, and they've done this. It could be like a course. It could be looking for jobs. I'm going to apply for this amount of jobs. So this is the action stage. So by taking conscious action, you have leveled yourself up. You have leveled up your awareness of the world around you towards these ideas and things that we are currently working on. Number 3, this is where we actually shift our external beliefs. And so this is where we go from, if I take action, I'm gonna be able to walk, to, oh my God, I actually believe that walking is something that I should be able to do. Or I believe that money is something that I can gain. So this is where people start doing affirmations and things like this, and shifting mentalities like money is hard to gain to money is constantly flowing towards me. And again, conscious action is always helping this, but every one of these systems will be indicative of the person. So some people may never need to take conscious action if they realize they're one with the universe. But we'll get to that. That's later on. Now, once we've become aware of our belief systems and have started changing them to the point that we believe that something is attainable or doable, you then have to change your identity belief, because you can tell yourself that money flows freely to me, I know how to make money, I have the skills to make money. But if you still identify as a poor person, you will find yourself pushing away job interviews. You'll find yourself going, no, I don't want that opportunity, or I won't accept that gift, or I don't deserve that gift, or I'm not worthy of that gift. These are all identity-based beliefs, and this is the hardest one to really overcome, because they're usually very subconscious. And this is why everyone recommends meditation and journaling, but it's not because that action is what opens you up to fixing these beliefs. But it makes you conscious of those beliefs so that then you can either take action or physically change your belief logically within. So number 4 is conscious identity and overcoming that belief. So believing you are actually someone that is abundant or that can walk for the baby. And that's when that child will end up walking. That's when you will earn your first decent paycheck or get the job you've been looking for. But again, this is everything in your life. And I'll give you the example that I'm working on at the very end for myself. But then the 5th vibration, so this is the one that I say is when you truly become a wizard or have tapped into the subconscious, which is you change your vibration state. And so when you get past walking as a kid and you believe you can do it, you then get to a point where you never, now, unless you have an accident, but in terms of what you've already accomplished, you never have to think consciously about it ever again. How many of you able-bodied people out there have ever gone, I wonder if I'm going to have to walk, or am I going to be able to walk today? You have physically changed your vibration and your world will never go back to that old state. To even the idea of having an injury, it will not go back to the same state of I cannot work. It will be a new identity of I have an injury that stops me walking. So you can never, once you've overcome and changed your frequency, you should never fall back into your old systems. Whereas those that are still stuck in reaction are constantly living their internal beliefs. The final stage of consciousness is the acceptance of the void. So people call it the absolute void, but I like to see it more as acceptance of the viewer. And so your higher self might as well be channeling straight through you. And what that means is you're no longer manifesting your reality. Manifestation doesn't even matter at this point because you'll have a thought and it will immediately happen in your reality. And so this is more because I can't use these previous examples because by this point, these are not an issue. But instead, you'll now want to be tapping into something new spontaneously that you're actually excited about. And then you can very quickly go through these 5 stages and learn to embrace a new identity about yourself, to learn something that you thought was impossible. So let me give you the thing that I'm currently working on. And it's this idea of I used to believe I'm not a medium. I can't be a medium. I can't see spirit, and I don't know how to learn or if it's even possible. So to the point that I've gone out of my way in the past to actively shoo people away from looking for a medium reading within me. And I was doing this unconsciously. Every time it came up, it was a reaction, not a conscious thought. I'm not a medium. I don't do that kind of stuff. Then the moment I changed my belief the moment I stopped reacting, I then started taking conscious action. So the conscious action I'm taking towards becoming a medium is I'm meditating for 30 minutes every day, and I'm going to a spiritual church every weekend to see other mediums do it so that I can almost whether take their vibration or learn something from them. And then number 3 is that belief transformation. I now believe I've seen enough. I know for a fact that there are people out there that see spirits, talk to them freely, and that I am able or will be able one day, because even there, I will be able. So this is where I am. I'm trapped at number 4, which is the identity transformation. And I realize that, yes, it's going to require some more conscious action for me to change this belief. But I need to change the idea of me being able to see spirits to actually knowing I can. But I hope that helps. That's the 6 levels of consciousness.